Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achakwadash, for giving Achakwadash the Holy Spirit to do the lesson on today. Lord, let them feed you lemon sheeps of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Once again, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achakwadash, for giving Achakwadash the Holy Spirit to do the lesson on today. Lord, let them feed you lemon sheeps of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So we have a video to the parent spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm watching this video by the elder Manatazaba out there in GMS, South Carolina. Go subscribe to the channel. You see right here, GMS South Carolina 08, no spaces, all caps, GMS South Carolina 08, no spaces, all caps. Go subscribe to the elder's channel. And he's doing a video. It's called "The Religious Leaders Told Prepare Now for UFO Disclosure to Unleash Bible-Changing Revelations." You know, I'm listening. I'm like halfway, probably a little bit over halfway. You know, I'm not watching it, and he was talking about this guy. You know, Perry Stone. You know, this false prophet, and how, you know, he mentioned how us here at GMS, you know, we always mention about the Chariots. And that's something I wanted to point out. You know, I noticed when they always mentions the UFOs, which we know them as IFOs, but the UFOs, the Chariots of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, they always give a description to instill like heavy fear for people to be afraid of them and not to welcome them. Because the spirit of the elect, they would be in the spirit of looking forward to the chariots, because we understand that the chariots, the UFOs they call them, the IFOs, those are the vehicles of the Lord that the Lord is going to use to destroy Babylon the Great and to deliver his elect. You see, just like in the time of ancient Egypt, the Lord had a chariot to what? It was a cloud by day, a fire by night, to what? Essentially lead the nation of Israel out of Egypt and to protect them from their oppressor, for the Egyptians. And the Lord's going to do the same thing now. He's going to have his elect go up in the chariots and be saved. And we're going to prove that according to the scriptures. But I notice, you know, a lot of times when they talk about UFOs, you know, they talk about the chariots, the vehicles of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, they always give a description of unwelcoming description, or the demons, or the alien, or the intergalactic creatures that are not coming to Earth to, they're partially right, you know, on an aspect of they are coming to the Earth to wreak havoc, but that's upon the wicked, because of the wicked rulership that's in display, you know. But at the same time, they're going to be here to deliver the elect. You see, that's the mission of the chariots, the angels, because there's going to be angels in there. Angels of the Lord. They're here to deliver the elect. You see, but they always give a description of them being a very eerie, you know, not a welcome. Where you in the spirit of welcoming. They're demons. They're alien. They're these crazy creatures. And they have all these movies that, you know, green head motherfucker, or these other looking things, and they'll take you up and they'll rewire your body or do all types of crazy shit to you, you know. So everybody has they have their perception. They have the perception that Esau has given them. because Esau know what the chairs are, man. He know. But Esau has given a perception of them to everybody else that they're unwelcoming and they're here. Don't get beamed up by one. You're going to get destroyed. You're going to get messed up, you know. You see? And, and that goes for the title of this video. You know, the elect, they won't fear the chariots. You know, they won't fear the UFOs. You see? That's the spirit of the elect. The spirit of the elect, they won't fear the UFOs. And it's because they understand what are the UFOs, right? I'm going to get this real quick. This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, obedience, and long suffering. See, and those are characteristics put on as the elect. Essentially just going to putting on the mindset and carry yourself as you are the elect. Lord, when we be the elect, that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. But one aspect about the elect is they're not going to fear the chariots. Anybody out here, you got Pastor Pork Chop, you got the anti messiahs, and all them, and you got certain camps, certain Israelite sects that's don't and they don't pretty much what I'm looking for. They don't heavily indulge into the chariots, and if they do, they display them in a evil manner. The spirit of the elect, that lets you know they can't be of the elect, because the elect, they'll be looking for Lord will be of the elect. We looking forward to the chariots, man, because we know those are the vehicles that the Lord is going to use to destroy the current kingdom that we're in and to deliver us. You see, so I'm gonna pull scriptures just proving that. Right? But before I get those scriptures, let me get this. This is Romans chapter 15, verse 4, because that's why Elder Apostle Har, he's always said, the history, you learn a mystery. And the chariots is definitely a mystery to the whole world. Right? So this is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." You see, so the particular things written in the scriptures, even the whole volume of the book is written for our learning, right? So I wanted to pull this real quick. An instance in the scriptures, about a chariot defending us in ancient Egypt, because I referenced it earlier, but I'm going to pull the scriptures, Exodus chapter 13, verse 21. "And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them away, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night." And what is this talking about? This is talking about the chariots, the vehicles of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Get some of that to prove that. This is Psalms 104, verse 3. It says, "Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot." You see? "Who walketh upon the wings of the wind." That's talking about the UFO that they call them. The vehicles, the alien spaceships, as they call them. You see? Those are the vehicles of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And the elect will largely entertain the thought, and the perception of it will be not the perception of you niggas that you perceive them. You see? Because a lot of you y'all perceive the chariots in an evil manner. I perceive them in a way, talking about there's demons on them, talking about all these type of things. Because, when I was watching the video by the elder, you had the Vice President, J.D. Vance, talking about their demons. And, entertaining that thought of what they prescribe in the movies that Esau have. But those things are false. The beings that are on the chairs are going to be so-called black men, first off, with big beards, and they're going to be at the order of Yahweh Shai. You see? And they're coming back, but they're coming back to wreak havoc upon this earth because of the wickedness. You see, chairs, they don't just go to plans to destroy. No, it's because of the wickedness being done here. They're coming to do the will of the Lord. They're going to be playing a part in the Lord judgment upon this place. But also, they're here to deliver the elect. You see? That's what the Lord's going to use to deliver his elect. As a matter of fact, let me read this one. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 12. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven, saying, "Come up hither." And they ascend up in heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Right? So they went up. Who was they? They is talking about the elect. You read about that in Matthew 24. He sends his angels around the four corners of the earth to gather his elect. He's going to do that by way of chariots. right? So he says, and there's a great voice from heaven saying, come up hither. You know, Lord speak in Hebrew, come up hither. And the elect is going to come up. They're going to go up. Then they're going to send it to heaven, right? And this heaven that it's talking about, it's talking about the visual, the visible heaven. You know, because you have three aspects of the heaven. You had a visible heaven, you had space, and you had a spiritual realm. You know, and sometimes you even had a heaven of somebody being in a heavenly estate, somebody being in high authority and power. But this heaven is talking about the visible heaven, the one that you see with the clouds. You know, they're going to look up into that heaven. They're going to see it's a cloud, a.k.a. the spaceship that they like to call it, the UFO, the chariot, and the elect will be going up into it. See? Right? And when you read verse 13, it says, in that same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were frightened and gave glory to the Lord. So like they glory to Yahweh Bashim Abashai, going into the destruction of Babylon the Great. You know, that's what it's going to. The destruction, the second death, essentially. Right? Now, let me pull this. This is Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpast. So, what is the elect going to be hidden in? Because they can't, like this, the elect, according to the scriptures, according to the word of the Lord, the elect, they're not going to take part in the second death. So they're not going to take part in the second death. Some way, form, or fashion, they're going to be delivered from it. And we know, according to scriptures, it says the elect will go up in the air and they'll meet the Lord in the air. They'll be in the air. They'll be in the Lord's chambers. They'll be in the clouds. What is it talking about? It's talking about the chariots, the UFOs, as they call them. They're the IFOs, identified flying objects. To the elect, they're the chariots of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Because they can't be in no bunker. If you in a bunker in Babylon the Great, your ass dead. You should have built your bunker over there in Iran, and not even in Israel. If you built your bunker in Israel, you fucked. But especially in Babylon the Great, if you built your bunker in Babylon the Great, you're fucked. You should have built your shit overseas. So the elect can't be in no bunker. And the elect in Babylon the Great, which is majority, which is the bulk of majority of the Israelites will be at, they're going to have to be delivered. So how would it happen? Well, the Lord said that he's going to deliver them by taking them up in the air as the missiles come flying down. See, he's going to take them up in the air. So I'll read this again, Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people. So this is to the Israelites. Possessive, no other nation. Amos 3 and 1. Deuteronomy, all the scriptures tell you. Enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself. And it lets you know this is how it's worded. It's an intimate relationship. This is the Lord's woman. Come into his chambers. Shut thy doors about thee. This is an intimate setting. So this is how you know it's talking about the elect. It's not talking about the whole nation of Israel. It's talking about the elect, because the Lord is only intimate with the elect. He said, I call you no more friends. He said, I call you no more servant, but friends. So he's letting you know the relationship he has with the elect says intimate relationship. And they're going to be delivered in a certain fashion. Right? That fashion is going to be, you're going to have them come up in the team, have them be, they're going to get that, what's the word I'm looking for? They're going to get that special type of deliverance by way of their chariots. You see, so as Isaiah 26 and 20 says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. What's the indignation? The indignation is the Lord. It means righteous anger. So how the Lord's going to display his righteous anger? Through these plagues, but the ultimate plague he's going to display with is these 200 million thermonuclear missiles coming down on Babylon the Great, alongside with the laser beam of the chariots. That's going to be him displaying the fullness of his indignation, because that's the second death. But you see, they're going to be in the chambers. That's what we're going to get delivered by. So the elect, we largely entertain the thought of the chariots, as people call the UFOs. We don't fear those. We don't fear those particular things. We embrace them because that's what we're going to be delivered on. According to Scripture, that's what the Lord going to deliver us in. Everybody, they look at these chariots. I remember some time ago, and I was talking to this individual, and they told me how they seen like a chariot. They seen a chariot. It was this Uber driver, actually, because I was taking Uber. And it's this lady, and she's telling me, like, yeah, one time I was driving out in the country, and then she seen a chariot. She said, oh, no, and she turned back around. Because I think she was going to a friend's house. She turned back around. But, but you know what happened when she seen that chariot? She was an Edomite anyway, so she wasn't getting delivered no way. But when she seen that chariot, you know what happened? She seen it out in the country. She thought about the movies when people be out in the cabin and they look up in the sky as chariot and they get abducted and the alien get fucks with their body and whatnot. Then sends them back on the earth just to watch to see what they do, or they invade the earth, or it's gonna be. Nah, bro, that's not what's gonna happen. That's not what's gonna happen. Because you do got to remember, the chariots are the eyes of the Lord, right? So I'm gonna read this. This is Zechariah, because it's the spirit. The elder Apostle Hart, he been going to Zechariah 5. He's saying, he's asking, is Zechariah 5 and 1 in full effect? And man, pretty much is through the spirit. Through the spirit of Yahweh. It pretty much is in full effect. So I'm gonna read this. Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. And then I turned and lifted up my eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that swears shall be cut off on that side according to it. You see? And we know that individual that does that is Esau Edom. That's why it's a curse to him. The chariots are not here to do anybody being wicked. It's not here to do them any good. You see? So it makes sense why you fear them. Because you think they're not coming which the way. They're not. They're not coming to help you niggas. Now, as for the elect, it's a different story. They're coming to deliver the elect. As we read according to the scripture, they're coming to deliver the elect and take them up on chariots, meet the Lord in the air. Man, that's going to be lovely. How many of different? This is 1 Thessalonians. First Thessalonians chapter 4. I think it's 4. Yeah, 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse. I'll start 14. It says, For if we believe that Yahweh died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahweh will God, Yahweh bring with him, right? Going to our brothers and a few sisters, but the brethren, the elect, that are sleeping right now. For this we say. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord Yahweh that we which are alive and remain, the coming of the Lord should not prevent them which are asleep. Right? Going into the ones that are asleep, the martyrs of Yahweh. Isaiah 57 speaks about that, some took it away. But it says, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, that war cry, right? Say with the voice of the archangel and with the trump of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. See? So the dead So when Yahweh shall return, the ones that's going to be risen, the ones that's going to fly up first, are going to be the dead in Yahweh Shah. You know what I'm saying? The elect that is sleeping right now. We have brothers that are asleep right now. Even recently, we've had brothers that's been passed on to be asleep. So they're going to be risen first. They're asleep. The ones asleep, they're going to be risen first, right? Then verse 17, it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together, right? And the ones that are alive are going to remain. Who is that going to be? That's the elect. That's why another name for the elect is the remnant, which means remain. The remaining. They're the only ones who are going to remain because of the fear of the Lord that's been bestowed upon them from the beginning. You see? So it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. You see? This is supposed to be comforting. The chariots is supposed to bring comfort unto you, not fear. You know, and I'm not talking about fear in the aspect of, oh, you're not scared that what the Lord could do to you. From the aspect of the chariots, fear in the aspect of not understanding what the chariots have. You know, what are they coming to here to do? They're gonna call us up in the air. You see, we're gonna receive salvation. The way the elect, Lord be of the elect, the way that the elect should receive salvation is to do some miraculous miracle, which is going to be the Lord sending his chariots, and they're going to come up, and it's going to be something never seen in all of the existence. There's been chariots, you know, there's been certain people beamed up, but hey, the Lord finna show out with this one, you see. So yeah, man, Lord willing, is edifying through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Ephesians 11, sheep of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Go watch the elder video. I don't know why it took me off of it. Go watch the elder video. Lord is edifying to the parents of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. We're going to end up saying, call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rachakwadash. I'm going to get them honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And to y'all, I'm going to say Shalom.